What happens when we stop trying to be spiritual? A talk with Unmani.
In trying to be spiritual, we are, first of all, trying, right? We are making effort to become whatever spiritual concepts we might have picked up. And they can be the most beautiful and the most true concepts, but they are still concepts. And when we are holding certain ideas or ideals of a perfect one day when I will be perfectly spiritual, or perhaps we look at others and we project this idea that they are somehow perfectly spiritual, or even when we look at our past, our own past, and we remember that perhaps in the past I had such a beautiful spiritual experience and I want to get back there. So whatever it is, we are trying to become something other than what we are. We are trying to add or take away something from our experience. We are trying to change. We are trying to heal, fix. We are basically saying that the way it is right now is not enough. Which is why in the beginning I asked you this question: is this, whatever this is for you right now, is this enough? And when we really ask this question and check for ourselves, what is the response here? It's very interesting. The habits that are there, or the beliefs that are there about this present experience usually being not enough, that we believe that somehow we need to fix it or change it or add something to it, and that it's unbelievable, radical, to really see and to know that whatever is here in our human direct experience, it is enough. And we know that it is enough, not because we believe that it is enough or we have some kind of positive affirmation or something like that. No, we don't need that. Although that can be nice. I'm not dismissing it totally, but it's not from that. I'm not suggesting we try to hold some kind of belief system at all, but it is, in fact, about meeting what is here and seeing that this experience, just the way it is, whatever it is happening now. And without the belief that it is not enough, it must be enough because it's happening. This is the only experience that there is now. So who's to say it's not enough? It must be enough because it exists, because it's happening presently, because it is filling the space presently. It's filling the space absolutely, completely. This is all that there is when it's happening now. Nothing else could possibly be happening. This is the only possibility. And of course, it's always changing moment to moment. But now, this is all that there is or could ever be. To really acknowledge that can feel like a relief on one hand. It's the end of trying. It's the end of effort. It's a deep relaxation, a leaning back into this. Breathing deeply into this relaxation of this. Whatever it is, this is it. This is everything I've been trying to become. This is everything that I've ever been longing for. This moment, this present experience, just the way it is. And it also can be frightening, because when we are trying to become more spiritual, we are very cleverly, very spiritually avoiding perhaps an uncomfortable present experience. We are finding ways to protect ourselves from feeling the discomfort or the pain or the fear that might be here presently, because the present experience can very well include all kinds of uncomfortable experiences and feelings and sensations. And so naturally, we find ways to avoid that and protect ourselves from that. And trying to become more spiritual is one way that we avoid the discomfort of what is arising presently. But of course, we can try to avoid it by chasing a future spiritual ideal, but we have to keep chasing it in order to keep avoiding the discomfort. And this discomfort doesn't go away. It's there, it's waiting patiently to be met. And eventually, you will have no choice but to meet it in one way or another. It seems that life does keep revealing itself. It continuously invites us to meet what is really here. And we can only avoid it for so long. Eventually, life will invite us in a stronger way, perhaps, to meet what is here, so that we have no choice. And we see that there is, in fact, no escape from what is. So the sooner we realize this, the better. And then we actually can start to see that this present experience, no matter how uncomfortable, how messy, how seemingly unspiritual it might feel or be experienced as, is in fact true spirituality. That there is nothing more spiritual than this present experience. Meeting this simple sensation, the gurgling in the tummy, the sensation in the chest of contraction, or the sensation in the throat, or this wave of feeling, emotion, or even this thought and some agitation that might come along with it. Whatever it is, meeting it just the way it is. We meet actually our divinity expressing itself in this sensation. This is the divine. This is who we really are, life itself, inviting us to recognize, to meet myself as this. So every sensation, no matter what it is, whether you like it, whether there is a thought, I like this, or a thought that says, I don't like this, or a thought that says, this is spiritual or this is not, no matter what it is always an invitation to meet myself, to wake up to myself as this. And this is spirituality. Spirituality is not about escaping or avoiding, although that can happen for as long as it does. It's also understandable if the sensations that are here are so uncomfortable. Well, often we have no choice but to escape and avoid for a while. But when life invites us again and again to meet it, to come crashing down out of the beautiful spiritual states that we might have experienced, down to the ground. And it can be quite a crash down to the ground at first. But at the same time, it is also about embracing all parts of ourselves, not just that is beyond it all, not just the awareness of whatever is here, not just our true nature as that awareness, but also the human expression, life itself expressing itself as this particular human experience, just the way it is. And realizing that this particular messy human experience is a call home to who we are. And this is the lived paradox of life, that yes, we are life itself. We are that awareness that is beyond it all. But this isn't a mental resting place in some kind of spiritual, beautiful spiritual state, but it is a knowing that is beyond the human experience, but also lived in the human experience. It is a paradox of both. And this paradox is the expression of life itself in oneness, wholeness, even though it seems as if there is the play of separation. This play of separation is happening in and as who you really are.